From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. We had a very windy weekend and it's still going to be a very breezy / windy day for today. That's going to continue into tomorrow as well. So as you know, as it's been over the past couple weeks with these bouts of windy conditions, it's the Kittitas Valley that's seeing some of the windiest conditions. Those winds still gusting around 30 miles per hour, but also portions of the lower Columbia Basin are a little bit breezy this morning as well. Now on to air temperatures, as they're mostly mild out there, a pair of 50s for Tri-Cities and Hermiston. We are a little bit colder in portions of the Yakima Valley, upper 30s in the lower valley, but it looks, other than up in the mountains, it looks like it's just a little bit too warm to have to break out the ice scraper. Here's your day planner for today. It's going to be another beautiful day out there. We'll be into the 60s and 70s as soon as lunchtime, and more 60s and 70s, albeit warmer for the peak of daytime heating around the time of the evening commute. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. More strong winds for the Kittitas Valley through tomorrow night. We'll warm things up for this week. We'll be about 15 degrees warmer than normal by Friday. That means mid-80s in the Tri-Cities, but a big-time cool down for this weekend, and that's going to come along with another round of strong winds once again for the Kittitas Valley. I'll tell you just how strong some of those winds could be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, one person is dead after speeding and crashing into the concrete base of a highway. We have the details from the Richland crash.
Plus, the Washington legislative session has officially wrapped up. We have the update on many important issues, but most importantly, the state budget. Details just ahead.
Also coming up, approval ratings for President Trump are in after his first 100 days in office, and it's a rating that hasn't been seen in about 80 years. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We're going to break it down for you right here on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Monday, April 28th, and we have a lot of news to get to on this Monday morning.
That's right. We're going to start with new information this morning. In Richland, police are looking into a deadly crash that happened on State Route 240.
It happened just yesterday morning before 9:30. Witnesses telling Richland police they saw a car speeding, heading westbound on Columbia Park Trail. They say they then saw the car slam into the concrete base of the SR 240 overpass. The car rolled and the driver was trapped underneath. We're told the driver died at the scene.
Now, the area was shut down for investigation but reopened around 4 p.m. yesterday, and the identity of the driver has not yet been released. If you know anything about this incident, call non-emergency dispatch at 509-628-0333.
Now to another crash on SR 240, this one at the intersection of Aaron Drive. This happened Friday, an SUV ending up on its side while another SUV took on some heavy damage to the passenger side. The cause of the crash under investigation. Washington State Patrol urging drivers to be alert and not distracted while on the road.
In crime news this morning, the Walla Walla County Sheriff's Office is letting the public know that a man who has served time for being a sexual predator has now been released. Authorities say 47-year-old Bryant Jordan has served his sentence and is not wanted by law enforcement. His last known address is the 500 block of Ash Street in Walla Walla, and he has been accused of sexual crimes from the age of 14, including the rape of infants and the developmentally disabled. He's also been accused of sexually assaulting a woman, hitting her several times over the head and drinking her blood. We're sorry, these details are very gory, and he's telling authorities that he loves the taste of it. The Sheriff's Office saying an informed public is a safer public, and they want people to know and be aware that Jordan has been released.
504 and a follow-up from a story back in November. 6 storage units were heavily damaged after a large fire broke out at Garage Town in Kennewick. Well, take a look. Construction to the repairs to those units has now started. This is video from the Kennewick businesses on Edison. Walls are being torn down and a lot of construction equipment on site now. The units can hold enough space for cars and even large RVs and boats. So taking a look at this video, this is from the night of that fire when it first broke out. Several people calling 911 to report that they could see heavy black smoke and large flames coming from those storage units. Kennewick Fire even saying that one of the people who owned a unit at Garage Town told on-scene medical professionals that he'd been exposed to some heavy smoke. The cause of that fire still under investigation.
Now talking Washington's 2025 legislative session, it adjourned last night.
It caps 105 days of work on issues like housing, health care, and most important, the state budget. Capitol correspondent Albert James has a look at what lawmakers are saying about what got done so far this year. He
also has what happens next. Take a look.
The 2025 regular session is adjourned. Sine die. Sine die.
Before legislators gavelled out the 2025 session, they spent Sunday settling a few outstanding issues, including House Bill 1217, which limits landlords to increasing rent no more than 10%.
This is a bill that still allows our landlords to set their rents, still allows them to make a profit, and also stabilizes renters where they are.
We need more supply so people's rents can be lowered. This policy that has come from the committee report is really going to guarantee a rent increase.
In addition to the capital construction and transportation budgets, lawmakers passed their $77.9 billion operating budget for the next 2 years. The budget balances out on spending cuts and increases to business, sales, and capital gains taxes.
New revenue streams so we could protect the essential services that people depend on and work towards a solid future.
That is going to make this state more and more and more unaffordable to live in.
Democratic leaders say they achieved a balance of minimizing harmful cuts to state services while also increasing investments in some areas, but the work was far from easy.
This was uniquely challenging because of the size of our budget deficit, all the reasons that Senator Robinson said, the many personal losses that we experienced, and the work of getting to know a new governor who, came into office in exceptionally challenging circumstances, both federally and in terms of the state budget.
On the other side, Senate Minority Leader John Braun agreed this was a very challenging session. He says the top reason being Democrats going the wrong direction in closing the deficit, giving him concern about the economy.
We should have fixed this thing by restraint on our spending. And I know that means very hard decisions. I get that. But the idea that we can fix this by putting more burden on an economy that's already kind of plateaued, I think is wrong-headed.
In a statement Sunday evening, Governor Ferguson thanked legislators for their work on investments in K-12 education, police hiring grants, and other priorities, though he said he'll be carefully reviewing the budget and its revenue increases over the next few weeks. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Thanks for that update, Albert. 5:07, and the city of Pasco is going green, one tree at a time. Take a look. Our team captured even the smallest of hands, making a difference for the environment.
I love the plants, though.
How cute. Well, the
so
community
cute.
gathered together and rolled up their sleeves in honor of Arbor Day, which was on Friday, and people helped plant 3 trees at Volunteer Park, and the city also unveiled the park's new tree walk.
We've got 191 trees we planted since last Arbor Day, so that's one every 2 days essentially. To me, it just means that we're looking at what type of resources can we bring in, again, for the environmental benefits, but also the beautification of Pasco.
At Volunteer Park, the mayor says there is a QR code that discusses the trees, and it is all narrated by local high school students in both Spanish and English.
Even cuter. Love that. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, approval ratings are in after President Trump's first 100 days in office, and we take a look at the findings from 3 different polls. That's coming up in your national headlines.
But first, I want to give you that beautiful live look outside this morning. That's a stunner out there.
It matches your dress.
It does kind of match my dress. It's a 5:08, and when we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have your first alert forecast.
At Fred's, discover the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region. Introducing the new Electrolux 700 Series Alpine Green Washer and Dryer, an industry exclusive. 2 ways to sanitize. Remove bacteria and sanitize your way with the Cold Sanitize option, paired with Lysol Laundry Sanitizer, or use the NSF Certified Hot Sanitize setting, the most efficient washer on the market. We sell appliances, only appliances.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
Rich, indulgent chocolate with a luscious caramel filling. Discover Ghirardelli Caramel Squares in a bag and a bar. Makes life a bite better.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers, expand your palate, and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
This week on GMA.
This just in.
Anna Kendrick is live, and you never know what will happen.
How dare you?
Plus, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Kerry Washington, Florence Pugh, and Jamie Oliver cooking things up.
That was good, right?
All live on
Good Morning America. Come on.
A great place for a family getaway. Fly the Northwest at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a temperature tour for this morning. And these temperatures not nearly as cold as some of the temperatures we were tracking just last week. We're in the mid-40s right now for Cle Elum and Ellensburg, but keep in mind with some of the winds shooting down the mountain gap, it could feel a little bit colder out there. Then in the Yakima Valley, these temperatures spanning from 39 to 52, 39 for Sunnyside, 52 in Yakima. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, 40s and 50s, 50 for the Tri-Cities, 44 for Umatilla, 49 for Boardman. And then in the Blue Foothills, mostly in the 40s, 39 for Heppner, and 20s and 30s up in some of the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. So that's where maybe it could be a little frosty out there. Here is your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket weather for this morning. Then it's going to be a lot of t-shirt weather a little bit later in the day. And yes, that is the raincoat for late tonight, as we will have some shower chances even here in the lower Columbia Basin. So for today, a mostly dry day. Now we can't rule out a shower or two in the Kittitas or Yakima Valleys or up in the Cascades. Those chances definitely going to go up for tonight, but otherwise it'll be mostly sunny to partly cloudy, highs into the 60s and 70s. This is about 5 degrees warmer than normal for late April. And let me tell you what, these temperatures about to get a lot higher, a lot warmer into the end of this week before they fall off a cliff for this weekend. So a lot of ebbs and flows to the forecast for the next 7 days. I'll tell you all about it coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:13, your national headlines this morning. More Americans are saying they disapprove of how President Trump has handled his first 100 days back in office, over more than those who do approve. This is all according to ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll. Now, Trump has the lowest 100-day job approval rating of any president in the past 80 years, with his decisions around the economy driving much of the pushback. ABC's Christian Cordero has the details from Washington.
The cost of living was a major selling point on his return to the White House.
I will instruct my cabinet that I expect results within the first 100 days or much sooner than that.
And today, as President Trump rounds out his first 100 days in office, a new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll shows the benchmark approval rating is the lowest of any president in the past 80 years. 55% say they disapprove of how Trump is handling his job so far. 72% think it's very or somewhat likely the president's economic policies will cause a recession. and 73% describe the economy as in bad shape, with more than half believing it's gotten worse since Trump took office. Trump's Treasury Secretary dismissing the numbers.
What I do know is that Americans are behaving very different than what the surveys say. So the surveys may say that, but consumers are still spending.
The poll comes as the global trade war intensifies because of Trump's sweeping tariffs, a decision the administration insists will be good for the American economy long term. The International Monetary Fund warns Trump's tariffs will drive prices up and slow economic growth down across the world. In New York, Representative Mike Lawler defended Trump's economic policies last night in the latest example of a heated town hall drowned out by boos from dissatisfied voters.
And ABC News' poll also shows Americans trust Trump to handle the nation's main problem over Democrats in Congress by 37 to 30%. 30% said they don't trust either. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we will check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He will break down your first alert forecast as we start the week, giving you that live look from our Yakima Federal Cam here at the Apple Valley Studio in Kennewick. Beautiful start to our Monday. It's 5:15. We're back after the break.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers?
Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
It's a sale so big, it can only last one day. And it's this Wednesday for 8 short hours at all Walker's Furniture locations, where you'll save an additional 20% off all furniture, all bedroom, all dining room, all living room. It's all marked down 20% off already low prices. Plus, you can save now and pay over time with 5 years special financing. This Wednesday only at Walker's Furniture.
This is National Foot and Ankle Health Awareness Month. After showering, dry and moisturize your feet to avoid infection. Get more at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jared Clifford is accepting new patients. This is how we care. It's the mother of all giveaways, where one lucky viewer wins this awesome Mother's Day collection. Check it out. Enter to win each day on the contest page at applevalleynewsnow.com. From Jewelry Design Center, the Flower Bar, Curve Appeal, Fiction, and applevalleynewsnow.com.
To keep your home cool and comfortable all summer, your air conditioner needs maintenance this spring. Vance will inspect, test, and clean your AC so it's ready for hot weather. We'll leave your AC in better condition than we found it, and you'll be happy. Call now to schedule your maintenance appointment. It's the thing to do every spring. Don't take a chance. Call Vance.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is it's going to end up being a mostly dry day, but after 5 p.m. we could see some showers. In fact, there's a likelihood that we're going to see some showers arriving after that, especially up in the Cascades. This is 2 a.m. That's when we're going to see the leading edge of this, at least this model thinks. We're going to see the leading edge of this around Snoqualmie Pass. And then into the early morning hours, you see another band forming. Now this is impacting the Yakima Valley, getting into the lower Columbia Basin by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Then by 9 o'clock, the leading edge of this in the foothills. But really after 11 a.m. looks like we're going to be mostly dry. Could have a few leftover showers up in the Cascades, but other than that, You see it's going to end up being a dry afternoon and evening. So let's take it back to today. We're going to end up having mostly sunny skies, a little chance for some showers before 5 p.m. in the valleys or up in the Cascades, but that has a very low end chance. And high temperatures today, they are going to be balmy once again, as we're going to be about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year, right around 75 degrees in the Tri-Cities. The biggest impact to today's weather, once again, going to be those winds, as in the Kittitas Valley, they could gust between 45 to 50 miles per hour. In the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, between 40 to 45 miles per hour. For tonight, again, widespread showers are across the map, especially into the overnight hours, especially after midnight. Overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s, so it is going to end up being pretty mild for lower elevations. And then as we head into tomorrow, once again, we're just going to deal with more winds, this time between 50 to 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, between 45 to 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So just more of the same compared to what we saw for this weekend. High temperature is going to stay mostly seasonal, about 4 to 5 degrees above average for this time of the year into Tuesday and Wednesday, then about 10 to 15 degrees above average for Thursday and Friday, into the low to mid 80s in the Tri-Cities. But then as soon as we warm things up, we come crashing back down to reality. We'll be back down into the mid to upper 60s for Saturday and Sunday. That is quite the temperature roller coaster. We'll be dry for Wednesday and Thursday. Then there's another storm system we're tracking for this weekend. That's why temperatures are going to do their funky little dance. Could have some thunderstorms up in the mountains for Friday. Looks like it's mostly going to be a foothill and mountain ordeal for Saturday. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Another beautiful day on tap for Monday. Showers likely Tuesday morning, then warming up into Friday before a big cool down this weekend. In Yakima, small shower chances today and tomorrow, then a dry forecast with up and down high temperatures. And then in Ellensburg, strong winds today and tomorrow, calmer and warmer for Thursday and Friday, then more strong winds this weekend. In Hermiston, winds picking up tomorrow with rain likely in the morning, dry Wednesday and Thursday, then small rain chances return for Friday and Saturday. Then in Walla Walla, a beautiful and breezy day today, rain likely tomorrow morning, dry and warmer Wednesday and Thursday, then about 20 degrees cooler this weekend.
Thanks so much, Josh. 521 still ahead. There's a lot of new shows coming out this week. And coming up after the break, we have an in-depth look at a number of them. That'll be in your entertainment headlines right after the break.
Do it all with STIHL Battery. Power up with free extra battery deals on select STIHL tools. Shop in-store and online.
Spring is in the air, so let's fill it with music. At Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, our New Beginnings Spring Used Piano Sale is in full swing. From charming uprights to grand statement pieces, we've got gently loved pianos at prices that'll put a spring in your step. Each piano is expertly tuned, ready to play, and waiting for you. Spring into new beginnings today at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in Richland, because life's more fun when you know how to play.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck, our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Irresistibly smooth chocolate. To put the world on pause. Lindor, made to melt you. By the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid, from the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 2.49% APR on a 2025 Accord Hybrid.
A great place for a family getaway. Fly the Northwest at 6 Tuesday.
Well, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is 5:24 in your entertainment news this morning. We're looking at some shows that are set to be released soon.
That's right. It's a jam-packed week this week, as many are being released again this week.
There's a trio of premieres in this preview, so Rick Damigella has all the new streaming entertainment.
Are you guys happy?
What kind of question is that? Come on.
We sit in the same room, monitoring different screens. We're like coworkers at a nuclear facility.
Friendship, relationships, and vacations are at the heart of the Four Seasons. Tina Fey does quintuple duty as co-creator, co-showrunner, executive producer, writer, and co-star of the series. The Four Seasons begins streaming on Netflix May 1st.
This is so labor intensive because everything has to be hand selected. You know, you have to find the most tender petals.
The 7th season of Lucky Chow finds explorer host Danielle Chang in Taiwan for foodie-focused finds and explorations of culture. Lucky Chow premieres May 1st with new episodes weekly on PBS stations, PBS Passport, and the PBS app.
We know what it means to go back there.
I hear this island's got no laws. Question is, are you going to keep it that way?
Negan and Maggie are back in the 2nd season of The Walking Dead: Dead City. The post-apocalyptic drama finds the characters back in a zombie-infested Manhattan. The dead walk again starting May 4th on AMC and AMC+. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I've not heard of any of those shows, and it makes me feel really dumb and out of the know.
You're not dumb or out of the know.
That's typically what I say during this segment, so it feels good to be on this side.
Yeah. Were you familiar with any of those shows?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
But
were you?
With The Walking Dead.
Okay. Oh yeah, The Walking Dead. I know that one.
Yeah, that's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised it is still like. They just keep churning them out.
Yeah, I guess
I'm excited for the Tina Fey one.
Yes.
Love her in 30 Rock and Steve Carell and all
Yeah, I know. That looks like it has a great cast. That'll be fun.
Agreed.
And it all starts this week.
Ooh.
All right, so much
sure
more
it's
ahead.
this week?
Well, according to the multiple times we said in the script and then right there on the lower third, yeah, I think it all starts this week.
That's right.
Lucky us.
So.
What a week. Still here on Good Morning Northwest. If you thought drones were just flying cameras, think again. Some of the world's most innovative minds came together in Eastern Oregon over the weekend for an event that is turning heads in tech and aviation.
Our very own Dan Hansen was there and has all the details on the high-flying event that's bringing the future to the present. It's coming up in your next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, an alarming report about Meta's new chatbot. The Wall Street Journal says the AI-powered chatbots on Instagram and Facebook can engage in sexually explicit conversations with underage users. The bots use the voices of celebrities. Meta said the journal's results were not indicative of the average user. A popular e-commerce site is reacting to the tariff turmoil. Bloomberg reports Chinese retailer Shein has increased the prices of several products, some by up to 370%. The long-standing exemption, allowing low-cost packages to enter the U.S. without being subject to tariffs, ends on Friday. And finally, Apple is still reportedly working on a pair of smart glasses. The news comes a few months after Bloomberg reported the tech giant's AR specs had been shelved. Reports say the new version will be similar to those from Meta and Ray-Ban, but without AR displays. I, for one, am looking forward to Apple's new Vision. Those are your Tech Bites.
Dangerous ladders, gutter muck? Ugh, no wonder you hate cleaning your gutters. Good thing there's Leaf Filter. Our patented filter technology keeps leaves and debris out of your gutters forever. Guaranteed. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER to get started and get the permanent gutter solution that ends clogs for good.
They took the time to answer all of our questions. They really put us at ease.
End clogged gutters for good. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com today.
This is what joint pain looks like when you keep moving with Aleve. Just one Aleve, 12 hours of uninterrupted joint pain relief. Aleve, strength to last 12 hours.
We're in a volcano.
to test Finish Ultimate against tough burnt-on stains. Finish Ultimate breaks them down, cuts grease, and boosts shine for the ultimate clean, even on the toughest stains.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, 3-degree guarantee.
3-degree guarantee? Yep.
I just like saying it with the country accent. I don't know.
It just tracks.
It rhymes.
Yeah. Did you do it?
It went up from Friday. Let's go ahead and show you that. This is, of course, courtesy of our good friends over at the Legends Casino and Hotel. I went with a forecast high of a nice toasty 81 in Pasco Tri-Cities and a verified right at 81. So the jackpot went up to $275. So for today, here are the stakes. I'm going with a cooler 75-degree high in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 72 to 78, the jackpot's going to go up to $300. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going over to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now it's on your screen, our current wind gust out there. It is still blustering the Kittitas Valley, winds gusting around 30 miles per hour. Also looks like it is a little windy this morning in the lower Columbia Basin and portions of the Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County. And these are going to ramp back up later today. They're going to do the same thing for tomorrow as well. Right now, temperature is kind of a mixed bag for lower elevations. We're seeing 30s, 40s, and 50s. Just kind of depends on your microclimate. The coldest microclimate being the lower Yakima Valley. Also, it's a little bit frosty this morning up in the Blues, less so up in the Cascades. Here's your hour by hour for today for the Tri-Cities. Another sunny day, another day where we'll have highs that'll be roughly 3 to 5 degrees above average for this time of the year. So that means mid-60s in the Kittitas Valley, low 70s in the Bluefoot Hills, and in general, mid-70s for the Yakima Valley and for the lower Columbia Basin. So another gorgeous day out there. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour in Franklin County, emergency responders are used to a heavy workload, and a lot of times they have multiple calls at once. So the need for more ambulances is crucial in order to help more people. One hospital in Connell is celebrating after getting a new ambulance, and our very own Monique Ledesma has more on this story.
Franklin County Public Hospital District 1 is celebrating their new ambulance by pushing it into their station. Captain Brett Clinton says this new ambulance was made possible through the American Rescue Plan Act funding.
It really helps with our budget. Running measures, doing ballots, putting stuff on the ballot and everything takes a lot of time, effort, money, which we do. We just did a levy lid lift here recently, and our community really stepped up and approved that, which really helps. But with the ARPA funds, you know, it's just awesome because it gets to, I mean, it gives us the ambulance without having us to levy for it.
Fire Chief Ken Wolfenden says Franklin County was issued the ARPA funding and passed it down to the station to upgrade their equipment by 6 years.
Aging equipment is susceptible to breakdowns. You show up one day, it doesn't want to start. Small items like that. So newer equipment guarantees or is a closer guarantee to getting the job done in a timely manner.
One new feature, the ambulance comes with relieves some back stress for EMS.
The power load system actually takes the patient and lifts it up on its own into the ambulance, and we just push it in.
Clinton says it also comes with a new seatbelt system that helps EMS be safer by not having to unbuckle to work through procedures on a patient. It also comes with a screen that helps communicate with the ambulance driver.
Stay back here with the patient and be able to communicate the status of the patient, so we know if we need to shut down our lights and sirens heading to town, or if something turns worse and we need to kick the lights and sirens back on, we can turn them on before we get to town if we need to. Makes it safer going through town.
Clinton says this ambulance helps them be able to respond to more calls.
A lot of times we have multiple calls at once. We've got to respond to different scenes, different locations, and sometimes we have more than one patient. So we need to be able to have more ambulances to bring more crews and to be able to transport the patients to different hospitals if need be.
The station is set to receive 2 more ambulances that will be received at their other 2 stations in the community. Reporting in Connell, Monique Ledesma for Apple Valley News Now.
Monique, thanks for that update. 5:34, and now to a follow-up on Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond. We're learning that he sent a letter to Franklin County Administrator Brian Danzel. All of this coming after commissioners voted last week to take over operations after an audit brought some finances into question. Well, Raymond wants to clarify that he has not violated any court orders, nor has he been served adequately with any orders. He also says that the firearms in question belong to the sheriff's office, and went on to suggest that the county should do a hard reset and put Franklin County Correctional Facility operations back into the hands of what he calls competent professionals. To see more coverage on this story and the backstory on it, you can visit our website, applevalley.newsnow.com. And Yakima Training Center has a new leader. It's U.S. Army Command Sergeant Major Anton Ruffin. He's assumed responsibilities at the center's command as the Command Sergeant Major. He replaces Command Sergeant Major Dustin Belhu, who is retiring from the Army after 26 years of service. He and his family will now settle in Texas. Now, Ruffin previously served as the Battalion Operations Sergeant Major at the 5th Battalion, 7th Air Defense Artillery Regiment's 52nd Brigade in Baumholder, Germany.
Turning now to Pendleton, where we're talking drones. And if you thought drones were just flying cameras, think again. Some of the world's most innovative minds came together in Eastern Oregon over the weekend for an event that's turning heads in tech and aviation. Our very own Dan Hansen was there and has the details on the high-flying event that's bringing the future to the present.
Hold on to your propellers, folks. Pendleton is about to be the epicenter of innovation.
In Pendleton, Oregon, the skies are anything but quiet, and that's just how they like it. This isn't your average air show. It's a who's who of the drone world, gathered for a 2-day event that's turning heads in tech and aviation.
We are one of 5 centers of innovation excellence that have been designated by the state of Oregon. We're the only one of the 5 centers that focuses on accelerating the future of unmanned aerial and robotic systems.
The event kicked off April 24th and is the largest gathering of uncrewed aircraft innovators in the Pacific Northwest. And it's held in a place with a legendary aviation legacy. Pendleton is where General James Doolittle trained bomber pilots for a mission that changed history.
It's the brains that are inside these machines that allow them to fly in a way that you want them to fly, conduct missions, complete missions. And AI has a big part in that, not only in controlling the drone, but if they're surveying a pipeline or agriculture or energy infrastructure, they have to take large amounts of data and analyze that data and provide that data to a customer, to themselves. And AI enables them to take that data, crunch it faster, and provide it quicker to whoever needs to see that information.
The Pendleton UAS range is a living lab for what's next. From AI-powered flight systems to life-saving drone missions, such as delivering medical supplies, to Amazon, where they were there to showcase its air delivery drone. This is the place where future takes flight.
We provide them with funding, coaching, mentoring, resources, a state-of-the-art facility which includes a lab to allow them to innovate in a journey that may take normally 6 months. We're able to compress that into a 3-month period.
It's not just about the tech, it's about innovation, collaboration, and rewriting the rulebook on flight.
Whether you're building the next autonomous tech or just want a front row seat, Pendleton is the place to be. Reporting in Pendleton, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Dan. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's something that can take a really long time. We're talking about straightening your hair, but straightening it shouldn't jeopardize your health. And coming up, Consumer Reports shares some safer alternatives to chemical hair relaxers. That's in just a few minutes.
And also coming up after the break, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast as we give you a live look outside from our Bi-Mark camera in Yakima. It's 5:38 and we're back after the break.
Aren't you
maybe just a spoonful of sugar.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05. Apple Valley News Now.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
It's a sale so big, it can only last one day. And it's this Wednesday for 8 short hours at all Walker's Furniture locations, where you'll save an additional 20% off all furniture, all bedroom, all dining room, all living room. It's all marked down 20% off already low prices. Plus, you can save now and pay over time with 5 years special financing. This Wednesday only at Walker's Furniture.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
For the record, when was the last time you saw Cal Bradford alive?
I walked the president to his room at 2204.
Did you kill him? Is a part of you happy that Cal is dead?
Tonight, Idols Live, coast to coast. The top 10 are revealed. Fantasia mentors, and you won't believe who drops in. Outrageous! American Idol live tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're going to have another windy day on tap in the Kittitas Valley. Some of these winds could be out of the north and west around 50 miles per hour. They could be up around 30 to 35 miles per hour up in the Cascades. High is going to be in the mid 60s in the Kittitas Valley, mid 70s down towards Vantage. And then in the Yakima Valley, these winds out of the north and west around 25 miles per hour. High is going to be in the mid 70s, partly to mostly cloudy skies. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, it looks like it's going to be partly cloudy skies, also breezy to windy. Winds out of the south and west around 35 miles per hour. I think the closer to Hermiston you are and the closer to the gorge you are, then the faster the wind gusts are going to be. Then in the Blue Foothills, high is going to be in the mid 60s to low 70s. Also windy here. These are going to be out of the west around 35 miles per hour. Up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, it's going to be cooler with temperatures in the low to mid 60s and also partly cloudy skies and in these neck of the woods. All right, now let's talk about the big picture, the seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses we've been tracking since October 1st. We're still tracking surpluses in the Kittitas Valley and the Yakima Valley, really good surpluses for the lower Columbia Basin, but a negative 6% or you could think of this as a 6% rainfall deficit since October 1st. Still some more work to do there. Thankfully, we do have some rainfall on the way, including rainfall for the Blue Foothills. So I'll tell you about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much. Well, concerns are growing over the safety of chemical hair relaxers as researchers suggest that heavy use may be linked to an increased risk of certain cancers. So Consumer Reports looked into some chemical-free alternatives that may help you achieve similar results without the health risks.
Consumer Reports writer Jadira Rodriguez has a complicated relationship with her long curly hair.
I love having my hair at this length. I love having my curly hair. It's just so much work to maintain it in a nice way.
And when Jadira and others with curly, coily, or wavy hair want to wear it straight, it's even more work. Chemical hair relaxers have provided a quick fix for decades, but their ingredients could be potentially dangerous. If you're looking for safer alternatives, a panel of CR evaluators with different hair types tried out some other options. First up, flat irons. This GHD flat iron was the favorite among CR's evaluators. Check out this basic model from Hot Tools for a more budget-friendly option. A cousin of the flat iron, hair straightening brushes are designed to make styling dry hair quicker and easier. CR's face-off between models from Drybar and Tymo showed the Drybar brush was great for quickly styling straight or wavy hair, but the Tymo ring was the better option for more textured hair. The innovative Dyson AirStraight offers a convenient way to straighten your hair. The unique tool combines a flat iron and hairdryer in one. Besides its high price tag, CR says its size and weight could make it challenging to handle. And for something completely different, CR also took a look at the RevAir, a reverse air hairdryer that uses powerful suction to gently dry and stretch hair simultaneously.
It didn't leave my hair as smooth as I would have liked, but it did dry my hair really, really quickly.
Caring for curly, coily, and wavy hair can be tricky, but with safer styling options, you can rock your look without the risk. This is Marcy Whalen.
5:45 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and giving you that live look outside from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky camera at Richland's Columbia Point. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full First Alert forecast.
Here comes Tracy Lawrence, live for one night only. Friday, September 5th, Legends Casino Hotel. All the hits, all night long, with CMA and ACM award winner, Tracy Lawrence. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Friday, September 5th at Legends Casino Hotel.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado. Or get $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $3,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
At US Cellular, you can get the amazing new iPhone 16 on us, plus $300 off any iPad, like iPad Air.
That is a great deal. And now an unprompted song to express my excitement.
Just know both devices have Apple Intelligence with Genmoji to express yourself.
iPhone 16 stuns. iPad Air waits in the glow. Sweet.
We should start a band.
Yeah.
Get iPhone 16 on us. No trade-in or plan requirements, plus $300 off any iPad. US Cellular, built for us.
Spring is calling. Are you ready? At Queensgate Gardens in Richland, adventure starts in your own backyard. From lush hanging baskets to vibrant landscape flowers and garden starts, we've got everything to make your space bloom. Let's grow something amazing. Queensgate Gardens in Richland, where adventure grows.
I was a resident here. Think of me as one of you.
You're unbelievable. So unbelievable.
Prosser Memorial Health reminds you, watch Grey's Anatomy Thursdays. Prosser Memorial Health, this is how we care.
It's a sale so big, it can only last one day. And it's this Wednesday for 8 short hours at all Walker's Furniture locations, where you'll save an additional 20% off all furniture, all bedroom, all dining room, all living room. It's all marked down 20% off already low prices. Plus, you can save now and pay over time with 5 years special financing. This Wednesday only at Walker's Furniture.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Guess what? It's going to be another windy day out there, especially for the Kittitas Valley. Some of those winds around 50 miles per hour, peak wind gusts, that is. And then for the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, up around 45 miles per hour. So the peak time frame for today, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Then for tomorrow, we're just going to run it back, and these winds could be a little bit stronger, gusting between 50 to 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, between 45 to 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So just an extension of what we dealt with for this weekend. Now let's show you Futurecast radar. Could have a few showers on the map before 5 p.m., but after 5 p.m. it's going to get a little bit more interesting, especially after midnight. That's when the leading edge of some of the rainfall is going to be up in the Cascades. Could spread down into the Yakima Valley by around 5 a.m. and then closer to 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. That's when we could see some of these showers now in the Lower Columbia Basin or in the Blue Foothills. Really after 11 a.m., that's when we're going to be mostly dry. Could have a few showers left over up in the Cascades, but other than that, again, after lunchtime should be a mostly dry day for tomorrow. We'll keep it dry in a Wednesday and Thursday. Then there's another storm system we're tracking in a Friday and Saturday. Could have some thunderstorms up in the mountains for Friday. And then for Saturday, the best shower chances look to be in the foothills and in the mountains, trending drier after that for Sunday. But watch what our temperatures do in the meantime, okay? They're going to stay mostly seasonal, maybe a few degrees above average for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. About 10 to 15 degrees above average for Thursday and Friday. That means low to mid 80s in the Tri-Cities. But as soon as we warm things up, we immediately cool things back down. As we'll have about this is going to be a 15 to 20 degree cool down between Friday and Saturday. So kind of a shock to the system there. Here is a 7-day forecast. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Another beautiful day on tap for Monday. Showers likely Tuesday morning, then warming up into Friday before a big cool down this weekend. In Yakima, small shower chances today and tomorrow, then dry forecast with up and down high temperatures. In Ellensburg, strong winds today and tomorrow, calmer and warmer for Thursday and Friday, then more strong winds this weekend. In Hermiston, winds picking up tomorrow with rain likely in the morning, dry Wednesday and Thursday, then small rain chances return for Friday and Saturday. Then in Walla Walla, a beautiful and breezy day today, rain likely tomorrow morning, dry and warmer Wednesday and Thursday, then about 20 degrees cooler this weekend.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:51 and your morning sprint. The top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Police are looking into a deadly crash that happened in Richland just yesterday. Witnesses say they saw a car speeding headed westbound on Columbia Park Trail, and that car then slammed into the concrete base of the SR 240 overpass. The car rolled and the driver was trapped underneath. We're told the driver died at the scene. That area, of course, was shut down for a few hours while police investigated. The identity of that driver has not yet been released.
The Walla Walla County Sheriff's Office is letting the public know that a man who is known as a sexual predator has been released. Authorities say 47-year-old Bryant Jordan has served his sentence and is not wanted by law enforcement. His last known address is the 500 block of Ash Street in Walla Walla. He has been accused of sexual crimes and assault from the age of 14. WWCSO says an informed public is a safer public, which is why they want the community to know that he's been released.
And in Richland, the first intersection improvement on Thayer and Williams is now complete. It's now time for the second part to begin on Stevens Drive and Simon Street. So this intersection will be closed for construction and should be finished by the beginning of June.
The Washington 2025 legislative session adjourned last night. It caps 105 days of work on issues like housing, health care, and most importantly, the state budget. Lawmakers passed a $77.9 billion operating budget for the next 2 years. It's set to balance out spending cuts and increases to businesses. Governor Ferguson thanked legislators for their work and says he will be carefully reviewing it and its revenue increases over the next few weeks.
And S'mores Dogs Rescue of the Tri-Cities needs your help rescuing dogs. They have a shot at receiving a $5,000 grant from the Franz Bakery, who is celebrating their 119th anniversary by granting wishes. All you have to do is nominate S'mores Dogs, and you must do it by April 30th. You can learn more on our website.
International headlines this morning. 1 person is dead and 6 are injured after a shooting at a historically black university on the North Carolina coast yesterday. Elizabeth City State University says the person who died was a 24-year-old man who was not a student, but it says 3 of the gunshot victims attend the school, along with 2 others hurt in the commotion. The school says none of the injuries are life-threatening, and it says the shooting took place at the center of campus in the early morning. The university says it had just finished a multi-day celebration involving both alumni and students called Viking Fest.
Well, China is denying any recent calls that have taken place between Xi Jinping and President Trump. A spokesperson says they reiterated that China and the U.S. are not engaged in consultations or negotiations on tariffs. It all comes after Time magazine published an interview with President Trump Friday in which Trump said that Xi Jinping had called him. Trump did not offer specifics on the call or when that call took place.
In your health headlines this morning, new research involving more than 240,000 people has found that the more ultra-processed foods that you eat, your risk of a premature death from any cause rises, and these kind of foods are considered to have little to no whole food, and they are chemically manipulated and often contain synthetic additives. According to one expert, there's no reason to believe that humans can adapt to these products, meaning the body may become impaired or damaged depending on its vulnerability to the amount consumed. The finding is notable in part because about 70% of all food in grocery stores in the U.S. is ultra-processed.
5:55 talking sports now. Derek Harmon was drafted in the first round by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but just hours later, he tragically lost his mom. Minutes after being drafted, Harmon said he was going to see his mom in the hospital to share the happy news. Reports say that she was on life support and passed away shortly after that visit. The Steelers team president saying they will support Harmon however they can. He was scheduled to be introduced on Friday, but that has been delayed. Harmon played 3 years at Michigan State before transferring to play for the Oregon Ducks. All right, 5:55 trending this morning. The NFL is investigating after the 21-year-old son of the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator made a prank call to what is now the Cleveland Browns draft pick, Shedeur Sanders.
Now, this call happened on Friday, and many experts predicted the Colorado Buffaloes quarterback would be drafted in the first round of the draft on Thursday, but that did not happen.
As Sanders anxiously awaited news of his draft status, Jax Ulbrich, the son of Jeff Ulbrich, called the quarterback. The call allegedly was from the general manager of the New Orleans Saints, which was not true.
So Jax has since apologized for his actions, saying what he did was completely inexcusable, it was embarrassing, and it was shameful.
And Sanders has yet to comment about the incident. The Cleveland Browns drafted Sanders in the 5th round of the draft on Saturday. And for a non-sports girly, even I saw this, blowing up on social media. So
yes,
it just makes me,
It made its rounds for sure. And it was all videotaped. Shedeur was hosting a big draft party with, camera crews and streaming it on his Twitch account and all of that. And so it was all caught on camera.
Incriminating,
yeah, it was. I know.
And he picked up the phone and someone said, "Is your refrigerator running?"
Those were the good kinds.
Those were the good kinds of pranks.
We like those kinds.
Better get them out.
Yeah, those are the good ones. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Ferries in Washington are being delayed because of staffing issues, and it's causing people to wait in line for hours. Coming up at our 6 o'clock hour, we hear from WashDOT on how they plan to tackle this issue moving forward.
Plus, we take a look at your weekend box office numbers. And Josh, what are you tracking?
More winds. It's just always windy around here. So
hey, not always. That's pretty right there.
Yes, it is a beautiful morning out there, but another windy forecast ahead. I'll tell you who, what, when, where, and why coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.